Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You want a sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry experience. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sport industry career.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight, that's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Mortgage Group. I've been teaching here at Guerin Catholic for 13 years. I've been assistant coach also for 13 years. And I think it's important in today's world that we have young people growing up with the morals and values of faith-based education.
Hello, I'm Dwayne Thompson with Integrity Mortgage Group, and I support Guerin Catholic High School because I'm good friends and business partners with assistant coach Tommy Muscari, and any chance I have to support a Christ-centered education for today's youth, I take advantage of that opportunity and support in any way I can with my time, effort, volunteering, funds, and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Guerin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN,
where you're always in the game.
Welcome to the Sports Zone Show. I'm Keith Myers along with Sean Crawl. We are live at Aspen Creek Grill where the powwow shrimp is delicious.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I'm looking around. I see people eating steak and potato skins and all kinds of great
Keith,
food
we got a
here.
show to do. You got to.
I understand that, but that's part of the show is eating here at Aspen Creek Grill. Tonight's show, have a great show for you. We're going to talk about baseball. High school baseball just wrapped up their season probably 2 weeks ago, and we were at the Vic, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We got a great baseball coach who is now retired, but we'll put that as a tease. And then our good friend Don Nestor is with us tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about athletic officials being observed and all those fun things. And also Don is one of our marketing manager. And talking about that, here comes Mike Bennett, who is in a boot. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Hey, great. Hopefully this thing's on, right?
Yeah, it is on. What happened to your foot?
If I told you it was a soccer injury, would you believe me?
I believe you.
Okay.
Soccer injury.
Then we'll say that because it really wasn't a soccer injury. But
as long as no employees got hurt in the process.
Nobody got hurt this time. So
Mike is the general manager here at Aspen Creek Grill, our second month here. And how was 4th of July?
What a great weekend. A lot busier than we expected. Normally 4th of July is like a weekend that we can expect softer sales as people go out and do stuff with their families. But this year, a lot more people went out. We had a concert actually over at Ruoff that helped us, and so it was good.
It's that IndianaSRN sponsorship that you
and that, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Talk about the specials this week or this month. What's going on?
We just released our summer drink promotion, so we have 3 new drinks we added to the menu: some watermelon margaritas, a pineapple coconut punch drink, and then a blueberry Fields Forever with bourbon in it. So a little twist on something different, summery, refreshing, and we're still running the same daily specials that we run during the week that I think you guys promote for. So
yep.
Yeah. Oh, the powwow shrimp for sure.
Powwow shrimp on Wednesdays. Yep.
Yeah.
Tonight's big steak night. So
I know that's what I'm the show is the steak. Talk a little bit about the Father's Day promotion. You had to put the grill together. Did you give it away?
Yeah, we it took a couple weeks for a lady actually won it, and we had to take it apart to fit it in her car when she picked it up. So that was a good promotion. We had a lot of entries. I think we quadrupled our entries over the previous year, so it was good.
So business has been really good.
Very, very good.
That's awesome. They're open Thursday nights at 3 o'clock. Friday nights the same. Saturday, Sunday, great place to go. And then during the week, you open at 4 o'clock Monday through Wednesday, correct?
No.
I'll
correct all of that for you.
Great.
We're only open for...
I'll scratch this for my notes.
We'll do it this way. It's easier.
Okay.
We're only open for lunch on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
So we open up at 11 o'clock on those 3 days. Then the other days of the week, we don't open up till 3. So a lot easier.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Tonight's our baseball night. We're going to recap the state finals. And you asked me earlier who won the state finals, and you're a little disappointed that McCutcheon wasn't in the state finals.
I was, being, a lot of the kids I know from McCutcheon and Peck and Paul and all those guys up there, they typically have a good baseball team or have some baseball players that are, we watch them on TV in the pros now. But, times change and other teams get tougher and better. And I understand that CC once again probably won a championship.
Yep.
So, Who's your favorite MLB team?
I'm a Rockies fan, so.
You got my guy, Chris Bryant. Yes,
that's
one of my
why
favorite.
He's a Colorado Rocky guy.
Right?
Hey, he got his first home run the other night against the Dodgers. So
what's really neat, if you have not been to Aspen Creek Grill, there are lots of TVs that you can watch lots of sports. And IndianaSRN is also in the lobby tonight's show. We didn't set that up tonight, but you can catch our show as well. But, Mike, we just appreciate all the things you've done. I know you love high school sports, and you've been a real contributor. And Hamilton Southeastern and Fishers use this guy.
Yes.
They use you to use this guy.
As a teacher at HSE, please do.
Yeah. Come see me.
You love the food. Thanks so much.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate your time.
It.
Yep.
We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
What's the number one misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc. within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is, and that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in a library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on IndianaSRN. If you would like to know more information about IndianaSRN, send me an email, coach@IndianaSRN.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. I'm telling you got to eat the powwow shrimp.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Back at Aspen Creek Grill. It is Sports Zone, and Jeff Scott with us from Babuff, and you are now retired baseball coach from Babuff.
That is correct.
Going to miss you on the sidelines, but I hear you're going to go down south and do some things down in the Center Grove area.
Yeah. We live down there. My wife teaches school down there, and my kids go to school there. And so actually Keith Hatfield, who's the head coach at Center Grove, our two boys play together. They're the same age. We've been coaching them. We started coaching them during the COVID year when we missed our season. We got an opportunity to coach the boys, and so we're good friends. And I'm gonna go down there and help him out and get into a different role for me.
If you need to find Jeff, he'll answer his cell phone after the 18th hole. I learned that the other day.
Yes, that is true.
I'm busy right now. I'll call you after 18.
Okay, let's rewind a little bit and maybe bring up some rough memories. You made it to the state championship game, couldn't quite get over the hump. Talk a little bit about the getting there, the process of getting there, and then how you deal with the kids once it doesn't go your way.
Well, getting there was we had good players. We had a lot of talented kids there. We had good pitching. A lot of seniors on that team, which makes a huge difference. And we had a phenomenal year. The underclassmen contributed to that team as well. But we just had good, talented kids, and that was their goal coming into the season. We got beat in the semi-state last year against Southridge, and they went on to win it that year. I tell the story all the time. Is we had to go to Jasper last year. We get beat. Jasper's there, Southridge is there. I mean, you couldn't find Babuff people. We were outnumbered.
I understand.
So it was a very bad taste in our mouth, and our kids didn't like to travel. We went down to Jasper the week before the sectional because I wanted to go down there and play some good competition, and I wanted to play on that field because we had a chance to play there in the semi-state. They didn't like that. They didn't like that trip at all. So when we won the regional this year, we're driving back from Danville, and we were waiting to see if we were going to be at Jasper or Mooresville. Our kids wanted to go back to Jasper, which I was shocked by. But they had some unfinished business. That's what they said. And they went back and did it. So as far as what you tell them when it was over, I mean, that was tough. I came in with those seniors at Babuff. They were freshmen when I got there. I was going to step down last year after the season. We talked about a little bit and decided to stay and go out with them. So, I mean, it was bittersweet and in terms of just that was my last game. It was their last game. I wasn't going to see them again. So, I mean, what I really said to those guys was, and the same thing I told myself, when the sting wears off, we'll be able to look back and we had a great year. We had a lot of fun times. We had great memories. Something I didn't think about until it was over with I got some bonus time with the guys that most coaches don't get.
Yeah.
We got to practice a little bit longer and be together a little longer than most coaches in the state.
That's a huge part of it. It's the relationships with the kids.
It's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just had a conversation with a friend of mine that coached with me, and I didn't learn that till late in my career of coaching, that it was about relationship. To me, it was just about winning
Coaching
baseball.
Yep.
But once I figured out it was more than that, and developing relationships with the kids. Once you did that, things were a lot easier. It's easier to coach. You get a lot more respect from kids. You don't have to be hard on them as much, but they'll still do what you want them to do. The expectation, the discipline's there. I wish I would have learned it a lot sooner in my coaching career.
Talk a little bit about Jeff Scott with us, the retired coach from Buff High School and assistant coach at Center Grove now. Talk a little bit about your conference. We do a lot of your games as we saw you against Covenant Christian. We saw you against Roncalli. Those games are tough games. That conference is probably one of the best conferences in the state of Indiana. Talk a little about getting up for those games night after night, especially every week.
Yeah, and that conference just gets better and better every year, in my opinion. And you know, you got to play 2 games each week with those teams, and Roncalli and Chittard, and you know, Garen's back again. You know, Keith Nunley there is doing a fine job at Garen, and Heritage and Covenant. You know, some might look at them as a lesser opponent, but they're not.
No.
You know, Ambrose does a great job with his kids, and Chris that's taking over for Andy Gossel. They always have their kids ready to compete, so it is challenging. It's a grinder on every Tuesday and Wednesday.
And you know you're going to see the ace in one of those games, and Buckley wasn't shabby today this year, and Heritage had a great player in Wiggins.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were good arms in our conference this year.
Bet there was,
you know, Garen had a kid that was, I mean, Clay Patton did a good job for Garen up there, and you know, the number ones were good in the conference this year, and it was always going to challenge you to step it up to go win games and to try to win that thing.
But that doesn't hurt, though, when you have the number one and Andrew Ducanitz, right?
Well, I mean, that's no question about it. I mean, we were so fortunate with our pitching staff. I mean, Andrew threw one conference game for us this year. We had 2 number ones. I mean, Sam Reed was our number 2, and he lived in Andrew's shadow for 4 years, and all that kid did was work and get better, and every outing he went. We were talking about him after the season, and I can't remember one bad outing the kid had this year. But he gets overshadowed by Andrew, unfortunately, because Andrew's really good.
Where's Reed going to go to school at?
He's going to Eastern Michigan.
Eastern Michigan. So you got a couple of D1 kids in your pitching staff. That's pretty good.
That's not shabby. You know, D1 kid. Yeah. I know that your ace, though, he's been watching my videos because how to throw the fastball, the curve, pretty impressive. Thanks for letting him watch the videos, Coach.
Well, I appreciate you helping him out.
Yeah.
Paid off.
You're Tom Amansky? What?
No.
I didn't know how that happened.
Well, whatever.
Well, he's going to Vanderbilt, which is a
great university,
a top-tier program.
Yep.
Tim Corbin's a great coach. You've talked about the pitching coach has been fantastic too. And you look at some of the arms that have come through there. When Kumar Rocker's probably going to get drafted again here soon, and you got David Price, Mike Miner, Sonny Gray, Carson Fulmer, Walker Bueller. These guys know how to develop pitchers. What do you think they can take from Andrew that he currently has to help him get to the bigs?
I think the one thing that's going to be beneficial for Andrew at Vanderbilt is, Andrew's a very smart kid. He understands pitching better than any kid I've ever had. Very analytical kid. Loves the data that's out there now that drives pitching and hitting for that matter. And they do a good job with it. They have a pitching lab down there.
Yeah.
He'll live in that thing and he'll develop and get better. It's going to be good for him to get some different coaching. He's got some things that he can work on. As good as he is, there are things that he can work on to improve his game. But he'll go down there and work. The kid's the hardest working kid I've ever coached, and that's why he's good. And those guys, they have a reputation down there. They know what they're doing, and it'll be it's a good decision for Andrew to bypass the draft, in my opinion, go down there and grow mature for another 2 years and put himself in a position to be a top 10 draft pick in 2 years.
Have you been to the College World Series?
I never have been.
Oh, it's so much fun. So I'm sure if Vanderbilt goes here in the next couple of years, you'll be down there.
Well, that's definitely, if it fits into my schedule, for sure.
It is fantastic.
Jeff Scott's with us. We're going to take a break. When we come back, second segment number 2 with him. So stay with us. We're at Aspen Creek Grill. We'll be right back.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back live at Aspen Creek Grill is the Sports Zone. It's our July show. We'll be back in August, but with us is Jeff Scott. He is the assistant coach at Center Grove, the head coach at Buff High School. Little League Baseball playoffs are beginning. ESPN covers a lot of those. We cover a little bit of those when we first started, Jeff. What do you see Little League Baseball in the direction? Is that helping the high school kids develop into the next level, or what do we have to do to make our game better, or what is the health of our game in your opinion?
It's very difficult right now for young kids. You talk about Little League. Unfortunately, a lot of areas, Little League is pretty much extinct. Travel baseball has taken over a lot of the, especially around here in Indianapolis. You get outside and some smaller towns, and Little League still remains, but there's some purity about Little League. And you talk about the Little League World Series, and you watch all those regional games leading up to it, and there's some purity to that that's still enjoyable for me. And seeing the young kids, I think the field's too small now. I think kids are bigger and stronger.
210 feet is a poke. Is like a line drive?
I think that needs to be changed a little bit, but no, I think travel baseball is starting to take over that. I'm not a guy that's opposed to travel baseball. I think there's a lot of good. In fact, I think it's made Indiana very strong from a baseball standpoint. There's good baseball players here, and if you look in the major leagues and just go through and see how many kids are in the big leagues right now from Indiana, there's a lot of that. So I think the challenge we have that's bad is the organization of it all is really chaos right now. There's no organization to it. It takes a lot of money to play baseball, which I hate. I don't think that should happen. There's a lot of people getting some fat pockets on youth baseball, and I don't agree with that. I don't like that. The teaching, the coaching is a little frustrating for me at times. I think some people get into the travel baseball world with the intention of we got to win. You know, we got to chase trophies. Well, that's not what it's about.
Right.
You know, we talked about developing relationships with kids earlier at the high school level. Well, I think you got to develop relationships to coach and teach them the game, and not yell and scream at them and chase trophies and get mad when you get beat. You got to build kids up, and you got to make them enjoy the game. I think too many dads are running kids out of the game because they get mad at them. And you know, baseball's a game of failure. It's not an easy game. It'll humble you, and some of these expectations on these young kids are way out of whack.
You know, I coached Little League Baseball, as we talked about that at the All-Star game, and Chris Insep was one of our kids who played at Christian Park. We talked about the memory of Christian Park and Dairy Queen, and I remember losing a game and going to the concession stand, and that 30 seconds that he left the dugout to the concession stand, he forgot about it if he won or lost.
Absolutely.
That aspect of the game is gone, and I miss that aspect.
Really? They forget? See, I was not that kid. I was not that kid. If we lost, I wouldn't forget it. Sure, I'd get my grape snow cone, but I still was salty on the way home that we lost. That's for sure.
You know, my dad always said this, and I never really understood it much because I'm kind of like you. I was very competitive. But my dad
I didn't know that for you, Jeff.
My dad always said when you go 4 for 4, he never needed to talk to me. I had all the friends in the world, but when I went 0 for 4,
you needed a lifesaver.
I needed somebody to go get some ice cream. Yep. I never forgot that from my dad. And I try to be that way with my kid. I wasn't very good with my oldest, and trying to learn from that and be a little bit better with my 10-year-old, although it's challenging at times. But I try to remember that saying.
Jeff Scott's with us. Talk a little bit about the Indiana All-Star game up at IWU. The weekend was a lot of fun. We were there on that Saturday, long marathon games, and but what an atmosphere! And the coaching staff, the umpires, everybody got along, and everybody had one purpose, and that's to showcase those young men. Talk a little bit about that weekend.
Well, it's a wonderful weekend. I always enjoy going up there and watching the best of the best in the state, and you get an opportunity to see some kids play who you've heard their name throughout the year, but maybe we didn't play them or run across them to see what kind of player they were, especially some of these 1A and 2A schools outside of Indianapolis. It's really good to see that those kids can play on the big stage with these kids that come from bigger schools or these big programs that are very, very good, and I enjoy it. I think it's a good atmosphere for the coaches and the players to go up there and have a good time. I was just sitting on the sideline on the fence watching, enjoying, talking to players and my coaching peers, and gosh, what a good time I had. It's so relaxed. I'm not very relaxed during the season. I'm terrible at that, and it's kind of nice to be able to do that and go watch high school baseball and be relaxed.
What's fun, Sean, is, you know, I'm doing sidelines, okay, so you have all these coaches down here, and they're going, who's next, who's next, who's next, you know, because they all want to get interviewed, want to talk about their kid, but then you go in the dugout, and the kids want to take your microphone. I mean, it's just so much, and we saw a 510-foot home run that a lot of people think was fair or foul. It is undetermined, and Mr. Abbott does a nice job putting all that stuff together.
Brian's a very good advocate for our game and does a lot for our Coaches Association, and he's got a very difficult job right now, and you know, we're kind of at a crossroads, in my opinion, that we got to be a little careful about where we're headed with this thing from us as coaches and our association, the IHSAA. You know, there's a lot of things that go on in travel baseball that our kids go do, and, you know, coming to us and playing spring ball. You know, I get worried that there's going to be kids that bypass high school baseball to go play travel baseball and put themselves in a position to be recruited or drafted, either one. And we got to be careful about how much fun we suck out of the game sometimes. Right. That frustrates me a little bit. I'm not here to bash on the IHSAA today, but there's got to be something that we can do or get together and keep the game fun, not worry about some of the things that we worry about. I'm not talking about sportsmanship stuff, but we got to keep kids entertained and want to play in high school baseball. It's a great game. It's a very competitive game, and I don't ever want to see that go away.
Too many kids get burnt out, I think.
Well, and that's another thing as well.
Pressure and I mean, now you talk about trophies in Little League. They don't even play for those anymore. These kids get rings.
Yeah,
these travel kids get rings, Keith.
My kid has 6 of them at home, and he's 10. You know, I've been chasing a ring my entire life, and still haven't got one.
I lost my World Series ring back in 1986. I still don't remember where I left it. I don't even know who won the World Series.
The Mets beat the Red Sox that year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry,
Jeff, we thank you for your time. We appreciate you coming by, your history. Trivia is next. Jeff, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Friend for life right here, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
And hit them straight.
I'll try.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back with trivia right after this.
Entrepreneurs are often the hardest working, most beloved, and inspirational people on the planet. People who lead with heart and are fueled by passion. People like Randy, who found time while running his restaurants to put 3 adopted kids through college. Like Rebecca, who switched careers as an architect to achieve her dream of opening a music venue. And Mia, who turned an after-school hobby into an online floral empire. Entrepreneurs put the time in, lead by example, spark ideas, and impact communities, all while shaping the financial future of their families. Nearly 1 million entrepreneurs trust Heartland to provide the technology to make money, move money, manage employees, and engage customers. Because we're entrepreneurs, we're people, and we get it.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Oh, my favorite segment. Aspen Creek Grill. It's a sports zone. Have our fans over there and sitting right by you. They're eating some powwow
shrimp. They got a couple of powwow shrimps. I'm hoping they share with us here soon.
Debbie Marshall is with us. She's going to do our trivia. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, here's how.
Well, she's a Cubs fan. She'll be fine.
Okay, this is how this works. If you need help, all you have to do is say, Sean, I need some help. And Sean can help you the answer.
He's my lifeline.
Yes. You have to answer 4 correct to win a gift certificate to Aspen Creek Grill, and it's worth $20.
Well, I love the food here, so let's go.
Okay, here we go. What sport featured their first TV commercial? Was it baseball, golf, or football?
Baseball.
That's correct. So you got one right.
Didn't even need my help.
Who was the first major league player to pitch a 100-mile-an-hour fastball? Was it Tom Seaver, Roger Clemens, or Nolan Ryan?
I would go with Nolan Ryan.
I would say Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan is correct. You got 2.
All right,
here we go.
If they had the chance, Bob Feller may have actually been the first, but they couldn't quite.
They didn't click it.
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
Well, Nolan Ryan was my son's favorite pitcher when he was a young baseball player.
You got to go with your gut, Deb. Got to go with your gut. Here you go. That's a 2 win, a 2, right?
2
she
for
got
2.
All right. So she needs 2 more, right?
Yep.
All right. You won't get this one. What song was the #1 Billboard hit in 1999? Was it Baby Hit Me One More Time, Britney Spears, Believe, Cher, or I'll Fly Away by Lenny Kravitz?
I would guess Britney. Yeah.
I would guess Britney Spears.
No, you guessed wrong. It's Cher and Believe.
Okay.
All right, #4. You need this one. How many innings are played in high school baseball? 7, 9, or 5?
7.
That's correct. Now, this is the big one. You get this one, you get your prize. You ready?
I can't believe you asked us a music question.
Which team won the first World Series? Was it the Cincinnati Reds, The New York Yankees or the Boston Americans?
Wait. Won the very first World Series?
Yes.
What year are you talking?
The first one. Who won the first World Series? Was it the guy's giving you the answer over there? Cincinnati Reds, the New York Yankees, or the Boston Americans?
I personally would say
the Boston Americans.
I'm going to say the Boston Americans.
You're right. Boston Americans. How about that?
Never heard of them.
Well, they became the Boston Red Sox. You heard of the Boston Red Sox? Yeah. They
tell
don't.
them the Cubs just took 2 out of 3 from the Boston Red Sox. So
the Cubs just took 2 out of 3 from the Boston
we'll take
Red
a break
Sox.
when we come back. Congratulations,
Go Cubbies.
Debbie. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
A sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry experience. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sport industry career.
Sean Kroll. Don Nestor joins us. Don has a few things. Here's Don's resume. Are you ready?
Oh, we got time?
Yeah. Well,
No.
we got. Yeah, this will be a first segment. Here we go. 28 boys sectionals, 12 girls sectionals, 15 boys regionals, 11 girls regionals, 6 boys semi-state, 4 girls semi-state, 2 boys state finals, 2 girls state finals. He's refereed 2 Hall of Fame games. And he's never thrown me out of a game. So that's why Don works for IndianaSRN.
That's probably his biggest accomplishment.
He was also in Hoosiers.
In the movie?
Yeah.
And 8 Men Out. And 8 Men Out.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And in his spare time, he comes to Aspen Creek Grill and get the powwows right.
For my wife.
For your wife.
Now, what did you do in 8 Men Out?
I was an umpire.
You were one of the umpires?
I was one of the umpires, yes.
So was it for like this scene in Wrigley where they're kind of trying out, or was it an actual game?
It was an actual game that played.
That is amazing.
I couldn't believe those small mitts. Very small. How could they catch the ball with those mitts?
Yeah, I have no idea. Don is also one of our sales managers at IndianaSRN, but he also does evaluations of officials. The need of officials everywhere is big. You can talk 3 or 4. You can talk 4 or 5 segments on that one. But talk and briefly. What do we need to do to get those umpires, baseball umpires, and basketball officials and volleyball officials? What do we need to do to get them back?
Well, first of all, you should realize that most of the average age of an official is 50 years or older. So we don't want to replace them because we like their dedication, but we want those officials to work with younger officials. We need younger, good, dedicated officials to come in. They need to come in and go to class, or if they don't go to class, they need to go to association meetings. Of course, they must pass their test and stay with the game. Team up with a good crew, or and just learn the game of officiating.
You observe high school officials, not only in all the other sports, but we saw you down at the football state finals. It was a very long day for you guys, but what is a technique that you use to advise those officials who got to that? Because that's the premier spot that they want to be, but they got to improve. What's the format that you guys go through, and what's the format of those officials getting to that game?
Well, first of all, we do have a format we go by when we critique the officials, but we're there to have them improve to go to the next level. We're not there to give them hell, critique them and say you did this bad, you did that bad. We're there to have them improve to go to the next level. That is our main goal as observers. I observe the whole crew when I observe every individual position, and then I also observe them as a crew. And we do give them a grade, a number, but we actually talk to them after the game and say this is how you should improve so you can go to the next level. That's the main thing.
So there is a level of accountability which, honestly, when we watch sports on TV, professional sports, it doesn't seem like there is any from what we see, but at the high school level there is.
There is. There used to be observers in basketball, but now the only observers are in football. But I'm sure that basketball is going to come back together and have observers because I think they really need them to have them improved, to have them to work the high school mechanics, not college mechanics, but high school mechanics, so they can also improve and go to the next level.
Don, I appreciate it. I took your class many, many years ago. I won't tell you how old I am, and I'm not going to tell people how old you are, but are younger officials working as hard as we did when we started, or is it like, okay, I'm going to referee 2 years of freshman, and now I want to do varsity, or I want to go to college?
That's a hard question to answer, but a lot of officials get into it, unfortunately, just for the money.
There ain't much money in it.
There's not much money in it. You're right. But a good, dedicated official will read the rules. They will go to meetings. They will go to games to watch other officials officiate, team up with other officials, and learn the proper way of officiating. And that's what they need to do.
Is there any kind of mentorship program where a veteran official or a veteran umpire can take one that's just coming up and kind of show them the ropes, and then they can pass that on to maybe help grow, get more numbers in? Is that part of the program at all?
It is. There are 24 associations in the state of Indiana. I belong to the Indiana Officials Association, and we do have a mentee sponsorship that we team up with a young guy. We go to his games. He goes to the varsity games, and he learns that way. Teams up with him and learns officiating the proper way.
Yeah, and one of the things that we need officials, and if you would like to be an official, can contact the Indiana High School Athletic Association. What I think is really kind of cool is there's training during the off season. For example, football season is going to start here in a couple of weeks for us as IndianaSRN people, but those officials are going to be doing 7-on-7 tournaments and those things to get them in the right position, because the coach cannot argue if you're in the right position, and you guys train them how to do that as well.
Correct. We have already started the observers meeting. We've had 3 of them already. We have a Zoom meeting next Monday. There are clinics that the officials go to and the observers go to. That's going to start up July 13th at Greenfield High School. So
go ahead. I'm sorry.
We are getting geared up for football season already.
Yeah, we're getting ready for football season. We're not even taking. This is supposed to be a week off, and
Yeah.
it's hopping.
We're going to take a break here really quick, I assume. When we come back, I want to ask Don about what parents and fans can do to help out officials.
And then we'll talk a little bit about his position with IndianaSRN too. Good. And Betty, I know you're watching at home. He's in great shape. We'll be back right after this.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably can help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
We are back live here at Aspen Creek Grill. It's the Sports Zone at IndianaSRN. We're talking with former official Don Nestor. And before we went to break, Don kind of teased the question. I know it's very difficult to be an umpire and an official because of, quite frankly, the abuse verbally that they take from fans and from parents. I don't think some guys really understand what that's like. What can parents and fans do to help? Because they want their kids to play and they can't play without officials. So what can parents and fans do to help this process grow and get better?
Stay home. No, just kidding. No.
I was a parent of 4 kids in my family, and they all played sports. And I think the hardest thing for me, not only as an official at that time, but as a parent, is to keep my mouth shut. Let them play the game.
Wow.
Let the coaches coach, let the players play, and let the officials officiate the game.
Sounds like a little league oath.
And I learned probably after the second game that I got to keep my mouth shut. Don't yell at my son. That's the worst thing you could do. Let the coach do his job. The coaches are very proficient. They know what they're doing. So the parents, I think they ought to back off and watch the game more than yelling, screaming, and have fun with it. Have fun with your kids and watch their kids.
We have organization as well now. Officially Human is one of our sponsors with Brenda Hilton, and she's trying to teach the game of sportsmanship. I think the coaches, Jeff mentioned it in the other segment, that you respect that umpire because you need him, because you wouldn't yell at your bus driver, you wouldn't yell at your plumber. Why are you yelling at your umpire? Because your umpire is probably your plumber or your mailman. So if we treat each other that way, and I think it's getting better. It seems like it's getting better in some areas, but I think there's times where parents just need to say, stop, settle down, relax. Again, I remember back, first thing I was taught when I was an umpire, 50% of the people are going to love you because that's right, and 50% of the people are going to hate you. And I have been known to be walking home because I called my strike out on strikes, and my wife left me to go home, and I had to find a ride home.
I think it goes back to one thing Jeff said about, kids getting burnt out in games. Yep. We talked about that. I think that's a huge part of it when parents are so intense and yell. I think that wears on the kids, and they don't want to play anymore. And it's the same with officials not there's only so much you can take before you want to get out.
I agree, and I think officials should learn how to communicate with the people.
Yes.
Especially coaches. Talk to the coaches. A lot of these officials, they don't want to talk to the coaches. I do. I like to talk to coaches. I tell coaches, hey, I probably missed that play. You probably had a better angle. I hope not to do it again tonight, but I did miss that play. So you got to be human about everything. You got to concentrate on what you're doing, but you got to communicate not only with the coach, but with your other official that you're officiating with.
So Jeff could have had 5 more wins if Don would have made that call at home plate. Don, you're changing your career a little bit. I know you're working with the officials in the association, but you also came aboard with Indiana SRN. Explain to people, a guy who's done all what you've done, all of a sudden caught what we're doing. What is something that caught you that we're doing that you wanted to be part of?
Well, I like the setup, the way you're handling TV broadcasts, radio live broadcasts, and I just want to kind of give back that way. We need supporters to keep this rolling. We need help with your donations. Without your donations, without your support, we wouldn't have this show. And so I like to go out and make cold calls, you might say, and have people to support this Indiana SRN.
55 football games this year on the network. As you're excited, and I know you're working on some marketing things with that. 25 or so volleyball and soccer, and Don is a big advocate for us, and we really appreciate what you do for us.
I enjoy it. I really do. Now that I'm retired a little bit and I can't run or do anything else, so I get on the phone and try to get supporters for our team here.
You can contact Don at coach@IndianaSRN.org. That will pass through Don's desk, and as Don is working on the Heartland Conference sponsors and all of those things, and we do need your support, but if you could help us, we appreciate that.
It's such a delight to be able to put kids on TV. And to showcase what they can do, because they're so talented, and it's so much fun to call the games and to the relationships and the people that we get to meet. My first time meeting you and Jeff both, and it's been tremendous meeting both of you, and just seeing all the different ways we've been able to grow. It's just, I can't stress enough how much fun this is. Meeting Keith. Keith and I met in a grocery line checkout.
At Walmart.
He tapped on my shoulder, and
what do you want to do for a living?
2 weeks later, I'm calling a baseball game on the west side. So,
but what's really kind of neat is when you got a guy over there in this booth next to you, and he says, "Hey, I'm a big fan." Yeah. That's pretty humbling.
Yeah.
Yep. Don, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you for
That's going to wrap us up. Now, don't forget, in August, we'll be back in August. Football coaches will be with us.
Oh, yeah.
We got 6 football coaches that are scheduled. Let's hope all 6 show up.
Fingers crossed.
And it's a 2-hour show, that show as well, so stay with us. If you have any questions about Indiana SRN, please contact us, coach@IndianaSRN.org. Until next time, for Sean, Don, and Jeff.
We got to thank Nick Lewis, our producer.
And Sticks, the camera guy. He didn't miss a shot.
Sticks, the camera guy. Jeff
and Debbie
Scott.
Marshall. We appreciate Debbie stepping by.
Yeah, well, she's a Cubs fan.
Yeah, she's a Cubs. Yeah, we'll be back. Goodbye, everybody.